Let's see. You know what we're talking about today, you guys? I know y'all think I'm crazy. You know what we're talking about today? We're talking about the difference between entrepreneurs and everyone else. Like, is everyone the same? Do people just decide that they want to become entrepreneurs and then they have the skill set, they have the mindset? Like, how does it work? Are entrepreneurs different at birth? Are people born entrepreneurs? Are people born leaders? Do they become leaders? Like, let's talk about this. Let's unpack it, okay? And I have this on because I'm really ready to go to sleep, but it's not time to go to sleep because I haven't done my video yet. So this leads me into number one, why entrepreneurs, why and how entrepreneurs are different than everyone else. Let me tell you why. See what I just did? We are not afraid of looking silly in front of someone else. We're willing to go out there and look silly to build our dream. That's one of the differences. That's a big difference. A lot of people won't even get on live camera because they're worried so much about what people are going to think, specifically mama and them, cousin Keisha that's not doing anything, your coworkers who you don't like anyway. Like, don't worry about looking silly in front of someone. Worry about fulfilling your divine assignment. But I have some others. Let's see. Should we leave this on or should we take it off? I know it's going to be on in a minute. Look, I can't even turn it right because the camera is the opposite of where I'm at. But all right. So, how are entrepreneurs different than everyone else? I have a couple of notes here that I want to share about it. We're still human. We still put our pants on the same way as everybody else. We still have to have enough sleep to function. We still have all the things as everyone else, but there are some distinct differences. When we are faced with a problem, we see that as an opportunity. We know in our being that a problem is something to be solved, not something to make us stop. Everyday people, when they come upon a problem, to them, it's like, oh, this is a sign. This is a sign. Especially as Black folks, we're always looking for a sign. But in real life, when you say something is a sign, let me get my comments up here. All right. When you say something, when somebody says, this is a sidebar, when somebody says something is a sign, do you realize that subconsciously they already want a thing to go away? Not go away, like go away from here. They want a thing to go a particular way. And when they get an inkling of a sign that it's going that way, they're, oh, that's confirmation. That's confirmation. We see what we want to see. So entrepreneurs, we see issues and road bumps as problems that we are meant to solve because we understand our assignment. Amen in the chat if you get it. All right. There's always going to be problems, no matter how much money you're making. It really has nothing to do with that. It's the problems are going to be presented in life. Are you going to be the mindset of the person, like an entrepreneur, that overcomes that? If you're currently an entrepreneur right now, and that's the same thing currently and right now. Y'all know I'm sleepy. If you are an entrepreneur and you see problems in a way that it takes you out, you have to dig deeper. You're not being true to your path, right? When problems come, you are a problem solver. Know that in your gut. Tell me in the chat. I know it. I know I am. I know who I am and I know whose I am. All right, what's up next? We navigate life. Let's see, I can't even read my own writing. We know with that last one, we know tension is an opportunity for growth. Another way that we're the same is this happened tonight. Like as grown folks, it's a whole situation to make friends as a grown person. Now I can just put my notes down right here and just unpack this just a little bit. As a grown up, making friends is different than making friends in high school or elementary school, or even as a young adult in college. It's different. This is why, because the older you get, the more you realize who. I see y'all's heart. Say amen. The older you get, the more you realize BS when you see it. The more you understand yourself, so you know what you want in life. Hey, Leslie, you know what you want in life in relationships. You know what you want in life in friendships, companions, all those things. Hey, Pamela, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you here. So it begins to be more challenging to make friends as adults. The layer that I'm talking about tonight is the difference between regular people and entrepreneurs. It's doubly different for entrepreneurs to make friends because the friend circle you were already in, if they're not elevating at the same pace you're elevating, then you kind of leave them by the wayside because you need to put yourself in an environment that y'all hear me say all the time that puts a demand on your greatness. And so as you are going into rooms and meeting new people, you're meeting new people that are on the same kind of intellectual level as you, but there's also that's also, hey Shamil, you're trying to get your friends on. There's also that whole situation where you as you get grown, you get a discerning spirit. Now, that doesn't mean that when you're in that entrepreneur room, it doesn't mean that person doesn't know business. But let's be real, just because somebody knows business and they're making a lot of money does not equate to good character. You can be my friend. We can be down. That this ain't that. One thing doesn't necessarily mean the other. Are y'all with me? Let me get my banner up. I forgot to put my banner up. So we're talking about the difference between entrepreneurs and everyone else. So my second one was making friends as an adult and then making friends as an entrepreneur adult. It's a whole different ball game. We just have like a real deep discerning spirit, and we only want people around us that are going to elevate us and help us grow. And so, and we don't, as an entrepreneur, especially a full-time entrepreneur, I'm not talking about a side gig situation. As a full-time entrepreneur, you really navigate your time, and you really only expend your time with something and with people on things and on people that you find work with your spirit and that are like, you know how valuable your time is. Y'all know what I'm saying. You get to know how valuable your time is, so you're not just wasting all this time chit chatting and oh, get. No, you know that time is your hottest commodity, so you're not wasting it on this one, on that one. So it's like, so me and my husband, we go to Change Church. So what we did, we have a lot of entrepreneur friends, but what we did was we joined a church group, because also as entrepreneurs, you don't want to talk about business all the time, all day, every day. You want friends outside of that space. Make sense? To where you can connect on a different level. So what's my next one? What's my next one? Because I told y'all we're not going to be long, because that's why I already got my head thing on, because I'm ready to go to sleep. Right? I'm ready to lay it down. I'm ready to go to sleep. All right. Normal folks, can I just call it out? Normal folks are reluctant to ask for help. Now, I don't know why we do this, especially in the African American community. Um, why are we scared to ask for help? And when I say help, I don't mean just, girl, you need a therapist. I don't mean help like that. I mean, well, that too, but I mean help like when you are struggling with something, you we regular folks won't ask for help. I don't get it. They won't ask for help. They won't pay for help. They won't. If somebody offers them help, and no, I got it. You don't have it. What happens when you don't have it though? You have to. Entrepreneurs, what do we do when we see something that we cannot figure out? Not only are we willing to lean in and ask for help because we don't want to waste time trying to figure it out, an entrepreneur will pay someone for the shortcut to show them, look, if you've already been down this street, this is the equivalent to this. If you've already walked down this road and you've come out on the other side of this long journey, this long road, why would I not ask for your help? Right, so true. I see you guys in the look, y'all are commenting like crazy, and I wasn't even paying attention. Sorry about that. Why? Yes, pride. I see somebody saying pride gets in the way. Exactly. Exactly. Like, ain't nobody got time to be wasting time on pride when you're going to end up asking eventually anyway, or you're going to end up being 60 and 70 years old and you're at the same place you were when you were 30 because you wouldn't ask anybody for help because you're too prideful. Y'all, we're not getting turned up tonight because I already got my thing on and I'm ready to go to sleep. We're not getting turned up tonight. But an entrepreneur, like I was saying, they will look and see, okay, I'm trying to go this path. Let me find somebody who has already been on this path and let me pay them whatever their dollar figure is for me to not have to go on that path. Like on that path, you know where the snake pits are. Y'all know I'm talking metaphorically speaking. You know where the snake pits are. You know what the terrain is. You have a whole map. Imagine that person has a map. They have a blueprint. They have a framework. That's what I'm talking about. They have the weather forecast, like meaning they know what happens on that road. Whatever that path is, they know it. Why do people, regular people, again, regular people, we're not going there because remember it's time to go to sleep. Why do regular people get on that path, get on that road, and somebody has offered to help them with a fee? But no, I'm not. No, you're just trying to take my money. Oh no, that's a scam. No, what's a scam is if you're already 40 and 50 years old and you haven't figured out how to live a life of freedom because of the money that you're bringing in. But we're not going to bother that tonight. This here Friday night. Okay, we're not going to bother that. Somebody says sometimes we ask for help and the person that's helping sometimes holds it over. People say that is true. That is very true. So that means that we have to know who to ask for help, right? We're grown folks. We have to know who to ask for help. If you have any inkling that a person is going to hold it over your head, don't get the advice from them. Don't ask them for help. But I'm talking about like, for example, in the situation where there's a way to hire a mentor or a coach for something, that person certainly isn't going to hang it over your head when you take their advice. Say you've paid them to get into a coaching program or what have you, and you get in there and they teach you the game because they've already been down that road. They have the map, they know the weather forecast, they know where the snake pits are. Y'all know what I'm talking about, metaphorically speaking, snake pits. They already know those things. They're not going to hang it over your head when you win because when you're winning, that is a testimonial. So maybe it's that we don't need to ask for help with people who are in our current circle that are not exhibiting characteristics. Y'all are making me pull out my words that are not exhibiting characteristics that equate to them having already elevated to a certain level of status where you're trying to reach. Now it's too late for this. It's too late for this, y'all, because, I'm going to sleep. All right. What else? I got one more. How entrepreneurs and everyone else are different. Everyone else, when something goes wrong. Now, this is a big one. I want to be serious on this one, y'all, because I know I play a lot, but this is a good one. Most people, everyday people, you know what they do when their life isn't going the way they want, or they feel like I thought I'd be further than this by now in my life, and I'm not. You know what they do? Tell me in the chat if I'm right as soon as I say it. Say you right. Say you right. They play the blame game. Maybe I should just go to sleep right now. What do y'all think? I should just go to sleep right now. Y'all, you got to stop playing the blame game. There is a book. I'm not telling you to go get the book because it's a hard read. Get it on Audible if you want to, or you can just listen to what I'm saying because I'm getting ready to give you the cliff notes. There's a book called Extreme Ownership. It is written by two Navy SEALs that, and if you're a Navy SEAL, you done all the things. You have stories you can never tell. You'll take them to your grave. But it was written by two Navy SEALs, and basically what it is it layers in what they learned in combat and war and the like, and they layered it on top of business and business strategies. And now, literally, now that they're out of the service, they go into businesses and help them and help the leaders make the organization better by showing them that each person has to take extreme ownership for where they are in their life and in that business. So whether we're talking about life or business or both, You have to come to a point, everyday people don't come to the point where they take extreme ownership. Entrepreneurs that are successful in the game, like multimillionaire entrepreneurs, think I'm grateful that I'm in that number. Most businesses fail in their first year, and clearly by year 10, now I think it's like 98.7 businesses fail by year 10. I'm glad to be in that 1+% number, to still be open as a business and reach the multimillionaire status. But one of the things it took was for me to be willing to take extreme ownership of the things in my organization that don't go right, that don't go exactly as planned. Is everything my fault? Yes. Yes, that means you have to sit and say, all right, what could I have done differently that would have resulted in something different? Now, even if you're watching me right now and you don't have a business at all, we're going to sleep in a minute, y'all. All right, I'm gonna give you this, and then we're going to sleep, right? Even if you don't have a business, taking extreme ownership in your life has got to be a thing. Don't be the person that says, and that doesn't mean your past didn't happen, but don't be the person that says, well, if this hadn't happened to me when I was a little girl, if this hadn't happened to me when I was a little boy, oh, my husband walked out on me, he cheated on me, or my wife did this, and my kids do that, and this one strung out on drugs, and he stole the money, and well, I used to go to that church, but then they treat like extreme ownership. Taking that on as a mentality across the board will change your life, because it will have you look inward every time something happens. And you have to begin to ask yourself, what can I do better? What could I have done better? And you will begin to reflect internally. Yes, come on, Nikia, own your stuff. You will begin to reflect internally, and it will help you to see what your role is in different things. Extreme ownership. Even things, now I'm gonna go a little bit deep, y'all. Even things that seem to have happened to you. There's to you and for you. There's things that happen to you that you are letting hold you back on a daily basis. I talk to a lot of people. I've coached over 13,000 people in my years in business. I see a lot of patterns. Everybody thinks they're different, but it's really cyclical. There's a lot of patterns, right? Even if something happened to you, how do I take ownership of something that happened to me when I was 4? When something that, no shade, none of that. I'm telling you how to get past it as an adult now. In addition to going to your therapist, which of course I think you should do. But if there was something that you're holding on to still from your past, you're not responsible for it, but the extreme ownership part that I want you to take in it, and I want you to have this conversation with yourself tonight once we get off, is I want you to own that it happened, and you can't change it because it already happened. Own that it's in the past and say, you know what? I am deciding in this moment, no matter how long it has held me back to this point in my life, in my grown big age, I am deciding right here, right now, that I will no longer let this stronghold be a part of my story. That is how you take ownership for something that happened to you. And when you look at it like that, it switches from it happened to me, and it did, to it happened for me, because now, once I've pushed past it, now I can help someone else who didn't hear Coach Kelly's message. I can help them to know it happened to you, but now you get to decide to be on the other side of it. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It means that you can't live your life with that stronghold. Yes, I see you guys in the chat. Break the cycle. Make it part of your testimony. Nakia says, I will no longer let this stronghold be part of my story. I'll put some of these comments up. If you're feeling it right now, break the chains. Allow them to let loose. Allow them to drop at your feet. No matter how long it's been, you're taking out an hour every week to go see your therapist. I'm not telling you not to, but come to a point where you make a decision that, okay, I'm going to start having some more forward conversations when I talk to my therapist. Make sense, you guys? Break the cycle. Things happen, and they happen to people. They happen to a lot of people. Loose those strongholds. Yes, that's the conversation I'm trying to have. Now, some people, now we talked about the way regular people think and the way others think. Some of you guys will watch this, whether you're watching it live or on the replay. You'll say, but she doesn't understand what happened to me. I don't have to understand. I know the man who does. And I know that he has a plan for you in your life. I know that because this book right here tells me so. So if you are a Jesus follower, if you can sit and say that you are a child of God, you cannot talk out of both sides of your mouth. It's one or the other. He has a plan for you. It's not over. It's not over unless you keep staying right there in it. It's time to let loose. It's time to break every chain that has held you bound. Nothing I'm saying right now is on my little note card. So I know whatever the message is that's coming through me right now is I'm speaking to someone or someone's specifically, because where we're at right now, I have no notes on this. This is freestyle. I have no notes on this. So there is somebody who needed this particular message tonight. China says, you came into my life at the right time. Sometimes the pusher needs a push. Yes. Break every chain. Don't fight it. Lean into it. If it means you have to drop down on your knees and scream and cry out and just let those things out. Get them out of your body. It's time. Y'all good? Ooh, that wasn't planned. All right, y'all. And this was day 11 of my 31 days of lives. So now I can really go to sleep. Love y'all. See you tomorrow.